Let's turn attention, though, to Dr. Roger Gievolbs, CEO of Fair Money, personal finance and credit expert. He's here. He's probably frothing about something or other. Roger, good morning.
Good morning, James.
Yes. So, Limbo. Are you pleased that Boris is out and we're moving forward and going to get a new leader of the Conservative Party?
Well, whatever your view of Boris, it's a relief that we don't have to suffer the limbo of will he, won't he, should he, shouldn't he anymore, whatever you think about him. But I can't help wondering, from the point of view of the ordinary Brit and their personal finances and the situation that we're all in, whether we haven't actually gone from the frying pan into the fire. I think it's a question of what is going to happen now in the period currently looking like 8 weeks before we have a new prime minister. Will there be a significant reduction in VAT on petrol? No. Will we have VAT suspended on home energy bills? No. Will there be any tax cuts? Will there be any legislation to stop mortgage lenders doubling people's monthly payments, which they shouldn't be doing? No. While this week's absurd promises of hundreds of billions of pounds of tax cuts from the various candidates made us laugh, and I don't think that really when we're down to 2 next week, they're going to really be able to push anything before the autumn. I don't think that Chancellor Zahawi is going to be doing anything either until he realizes who the new boss is and how they're going to like whatever his proposals are. Government's decision yesterday, late yesterday afternoon, to hold a vote of no confidence in itself in order to see off a extremely unhelpful to consumers, labor, political maneuver is yet another nail in the coffin of any chance of anybody actually doing anything for us in this period where we're all being squeezed.
But they weren't going to do anything anyway because they're about to go into summer recess and they don't do anything over the summer anyway.
Well, I don't know. There might have been an exception this summer.
No, they weren't going to do anything, Roger. They were just all going to go off and have another party. They weren't going to do anything. And the thing is that Rishi Sunak, I mean, the problem is that he was given every opportunity to reform the business rates and he didn't. He was given every opportunity to reform overseas investment into the UK rates. He didn't. He was given every opportunity to reform how massive international companies compared to local enterprises are taxed, and he didn't. He was given every opportunity to simplify the tax system, and he didn't. He was given every opportunity to make sure that money that was raised by government was spent more effectively. He didn't. And here he is. He's trying to run and lead the Conservative Party, and I think that general voters will not have it. The Conservative Party and MPs may like what he has to say, but the rank and file members, combined with the people, the public, they've got to go back to what the Conservative does best, and they need to simplify the tax system. They need to put more money in people's pockets. They need to fix the economic stuff, and they need to make sure that we move forward and put ourselves back on the world stage and get on with it.
Yeah, well, this is the thing that gets me. I mean, I've been both British and American for a very long time, and I certainly don't want to criticize the political system that we have here in this country. But if this was America, this wouldn't happen.
No, what do you mean it wouldn't happen? You've got the lamest president in living memory who can't get anything done, who can't even string a sentence together and get from one argument to the other.
Yeah,
you've got. I don't want to live in that country where you can have guns and gun people down. What an appalling nation it is for all our foibles and faults here.
He can't even stay awake during some of these talks. But that's not my point, James. My point is that in this particular situation, in America and many other countries, they elect a president or a prime minister rather than a party. This wouldn't happen.
Hang on, look what happened to President Macron yesterday. President Macron, so there he is, French president, his first piece of legislation turned down, undermined. So don't come back to me with that. It's a nonsense. It's just as bad elsewhere. The systems are worse. I don't want the French system where they end up with the least worst bad situation. Yeah. And I don't want an American system where you end up with a president who, generally speaking, is a non-entity or inappropriate and unfit for office.
Well, that's nothing to do with the system. That's just who the people elected. The point I'm making is that we sit here at this point in time and we have no say no choice whatsoever in who the next leader of our country is going to be.
No.
And I find it very frustrating.
I think, yeah, you vote, but the point is that you vote in a party and you vote in a manifesto, and that's the point. And if whoever comes in says, right, this is the manifesto, we're moving forward, great, no need for an election. If they want to change the manifesto, take it to the people. Meanwhile, it's not about me, it's about you. You must be frothing. What are you frothing about? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but last point, when you vote for a manifesto, and as you've just recited a whole litany of things that doesn't get carried out, then you got a problem. Am I frothing about anything else? Yes, I am, actually, because I mean, if you're as amused as I am and entertained by some of the things that are being promised by the people who've thrown their hat in the ring, as I said, the hundreds of billions of tax cuts that are going to happen overnight, you will just be amazed at what these people are saying. Now, I just couldn't help thinking about Tom Tugendhat. I met him at Parliament once briefly, and I've always thought of him as a really good guy, despite his lack of long experience in the political and business world. But he said it all for me yesterday when he promised to reduce petrol to 10p. I keep asking myself, do these folks live in the real world? I mean, Tom must know what we all do, that Rishi Sunak's 5p didn't even touch the sides.
Yeah, and 10p wouldn't make a difference. Roger, we are pretty much out of time, but thank you very much indeed for frothing. We probably need some more froth next week. That's Dr. Roger Givob, CEO of Fair Money, personal finance and credit expert. Thank you so much for joining us here on Talk TV, where we're going to be turning our attention to the